white men love me. Like, white men love me.
A lot of them don't like black women. They might be sexually attracted to black women, but they don't like them.
For someone like me, who come from Memphis, Tennessee, who is rough around the edges, this and that, but I attract the wealthiest and most refined of white men. Why is that?
You just want to try something, or you want to rebel against your family because they dislike black people. So that kind of turns you on. It's like when somebody tells you no.
So can you tell me why even in that, I just want to get so women like me can even see. I don't attract, never have. And I don't even, the thing is, I always attract men with money who are successful and I never ask them for it. That might be my problem. But why do I attract the complete opposite of where I'm from and who I am?
I'm not saying that I'm the only genuine pink dude out here that, appreciates black women, but I just feel like a lot of pink men do not really appreciate black women.
Okay, so when are black swirlers going to recognize that their adoration for white men is largely one-sided? Like, when is that going to happen? What will it take? Y'all, I was minding my happy black business, and this video was sent to me by a follower. And before I break it down, I'm just gonna play it because it really does speak for itself.
Do you think race mixing should be illegal?
What do you mean?
Like mixing races, like a black person, white person having children, like an Asian and a Mexican.
Yeah. Should it be illegal? Should it be legal or evil?
Illegal.
Oh, no.
Why not?
I love my chocolate. Yeah. Everyone loves who they love. I mean.
So you're a mud shark.
Oh, what?
You're a mud shark?
A mud shark is crazy. No.
You said you like chocolate men.
Okay.
So you're a mud shark.
No. I like everybody, but I like my chocolate men.
Wait, why should race mixing be legal if the child is more likely to turn out?
That's a statistic?
Yes.
From what source?
Me looking around.
You looking around? Very credible, I do have to say.
Now, this clip, although very short, says a lot about today's dating market and honestly, a lot of the different cultural dynamics that are going on. Women in general tend to be more liberal and open to new, evolving ideas around gender, sexuality, and things of that nature, whereas men trend towards traditionalism. And in the American context, there was certainly a trend towards traditionalism. See a trend of young white men who are very much embracing more radical politics or radical ideas, or rather reverting back to old traditional ideas about Americanism, about the race, really as a way to try to navigate the changing power structure in a declining white population. This is very, very, very popular. So this content creator goes by the name of Hermes, is what I think his name is. He can't be much older than 25 or 26. This is definitely a younger man. If you see some of the different content he does, you see him interviewing Gen Zers, definitely people who are teens, early 20s. This is a younger crowd, yet he is spewing classic white supremacist propaganda.
What's it like to be the prototype for the Aryan race?
It feels amazing.
And he's actually very open about his beliefs about, white superiority and specifically his issues with black women. Now, why is this important? It is 2025. And if I tell you the amount of black women that I have heard specifically say how, love is love, it doesn't matter anymore. That was back in the civil rights era or before, 2025. Why do you always talk about rape? Like, these are things that I've actually heard from the lovely ladies. It causes me to wonder if they are completely blinded or if they are purposely blinded by the fact that these kind of white men exist. Now, again, the problem that I have with the swirling and divesting rhetoric, which I have said since day one pretty much on this page, is not the idea of interracial mating or race mixing, right? I don't have a problem with that. I know some of y'all will disagree. I don't necessarily care about that. It's a free country. I just don't like the propaganda around it. And oftentimes what you hear is Black women who are always going out of their way to use their swirl, to use the fact that they love the white man as a way to lambaste and slam and criticize Black men. I mean, look at K. Michelle. She just had that pro-Black rant a few days ago on Cam Newton's podcast talking about Black men need to build the community and be better fathers and do this. And I see white men doing it. But then she's over there swirling. But here's the thing about it. When you see these Black women, and these are even Black women who say that they love Black men or sometimes even are open for Black love, even Black women who might be considered pro-Black, you will see them still idolize white men. They will be quick to want to throw all Black men under the bus, but then want to idolize white men and not talk about the fact that even within the white male population, you have white men who think like this. And no, this wasn't just back in the 1930s or in the 1800s. You have men today who are Gen Zers. You have alphas who are growing up hearing these things, who are being basically reintegrated into white supremacy on the internet. And then we get confused why you see a young Black woman showing up on 10 o'clock news talking about, oh, she's missing, or her body is dismembered, or why did this strange occurrence happen? Like, we get confused when the stuff happens, and I'm like, y'all, it's not confusing at all. We just have to be honest about what's going on. Black people, by and large, I think are actually very open to other races. The issue that I believe more so when it comes to what y'all want to call race mixing and interracial mixing is just all the propaganda behind it. Do you, boo, if you want to date and marry out, that's fine. Just be honest about the implications. And please stop worshiping white men when this adoration many of y'all have for white men is clearly one-sided. This dude has gone out of his way to completely lambaste and disrespect Black women. And I would not be surprised if Black women have seen him, would crushing on him, sliding into his DMs. I mean, it happens all the time. So what I can appreciate about content creators about Hermes is like, he is saying what many people believe. I'm not saying that all white men believe this or that all white Americans. They obviously don't. But we can't pretend like he's such a small, crazy minority when we understand what's going on politically. When we understand that there's been definitely a movement to hide Black history, to take down Black museums, to try to remove it from schools. Like, there's been actual political things that have done that are giving you guys the message that we need to try to keep America white, or they need to protect white communities. They need more white babies. And again, I'm not necessarily opposed to people. I'm not against cultures having babies. I'm not against that. I'm just against anti-Blackness. I'm against the idea that you feel like you got to have babies at the expense of other people. That's, to me, where that's what becomes an issue. But anyways, that's a whole other side note. Please just stop pedestalizing men who don't like you. Please stop doing that. Can we stop? Can we just stop it? Can we acknowledge? Can we have a come to Jesus moment and acknowledge that not all white men out here are trying to wife y'all up? A lot of the ones who do treat women good and do all this kind of different stuff are just trying to smash or just trying to have their little fetish thing, but they're not taking her seriously. And at what point are we gonna stop lying to ourselves? It gets embarrassing. Anyways, y'all, that's what I got. What y'all think? Let me know. It gets embarrassing, and more importantly, it is very dangerous when ladies are not taught the reality of what's going on today. Anyways, y'all, that's what I got. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.